Bowser asks, please lære meg å lage kylling I satay-saus. Or in English, please teach me how to make chicken satay. So, in doing research for this recipe, I found that not only have I been mispronouncing it my whole life, it's satay, not satay, but also the version I've made have been nothing like the traditional method. So I thought this was a great opportunity for us to make both versions and then see how they compare. Let's start with the traditional marinade, which begins with 2 stalks of lemongrass, 2 shallots, 5 small red chilies, 4 large cloves of garlic, a piece of fresh turmeric and a piece of fresh galangal. Transfer to the bowl of a food processor alongside 2 tablespoons of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 3 tablespoons of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 50 grams brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. All ingredients and amounts will as usual be listed in the description down below. Process until you have a smooth paste and pour on top of 500 grams of sliced up chicken thighs. You can optionally use chicken breast, and make sure each piece of chicken is evenly coated. Give the whole thing a good rub and pop it in the fridge for 30 minutes. To make the second marinade, we're going to begin with 100 ml of Ketjap Manis or sweet soy sauce before making sure that our camera is turned on. To that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of sambal, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, a knob of ginger, finely grated, 2 cloves of garlic, also finely grated, and a small handful of freshly chopped coriander. Grab the smallest whisk you can find, since you have nothing to compensate for, and stir until properly combined. Pour half the marinade over the chicken and set the other half aside. We're going to be using this later on for our sauce. After a good massage, you want to label it and pop it in the fridge for 30 minutes before we start making our peanut sauce. For the traditional sauce, we're going to begin with 150 grams of unsalted peanuts, which we have roasted in a dry pan until fragrant, 25 grams of brown sugar, half a tablespoon of sambal, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of tamarind paste, 1 clove of garlic, 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce. We're also going to add 100 ml of coconut cream, but only about a third at this stage. Process for 1 to 2 minutes or until well combined, but still with a few chunks. Transfer to a small saucepan and add the rest of the coconut cream and whip out your whisk. Add some water if your sauce is too thick. You want to shoot for a sauce with this consistency. Set this aside while we assemble our second sauce, which consists of 150 grams of peanut butter, 150 ml of water, and the rest of the marinade from earlier. And well, you guys know the drill. Stir until completely even and set aside. By now, our chicken has marinated for 30 minutes, so it's time to make our skewers. So just do as you see me doing here. Ja, men for faen I helvete da, igjen? Okay. To prevent cursing in a foreign language, please make sure that your camera is always rolling. Luckily for us, we have a second batch of chicken, so thread 2 or 3 pieces of chicken onto bamboo skewers that have been soaking in warm water for at least 30 minutes until 3/4 of the skewer is covered. Pour some oil into a preheated grill pan on medium-high before placing your skewers in. While these are cooking for about 3 minutes per side or until charred and cooked through, place your sauces on medium-low heat, stirring occasionally. When you're done, you'll be greeted with this. And I do have to admit, this is a gorgeous sight, but I still feel like something is missing. Grab some leaves off of your local palm tree and cut it into a circular shape. There we go, that feels so much better. I'm gonna go ahead and give the cheeky version the first try, and as I can remember, it is beyond delicious. The sweetness and umami from the Ketjap Manis, the spiciness from the sambal, and you can really taste the ginger in there. It is just such a comfort food, and I could eat this all day long. Let's try the traditional version, and oh wow, that is really tasty. I love the taste of lemongrass in every bite of it. The sauce, I must admit, is a bit too coconutty for my taste, but all in all, a fantastic meal. The question is though, which one is better? And to be honest, it is quite unfair to compare the two to one another, since they are in fact two completely different meals. But in my opinion, and yeah, I must admit it might be influenced by nostalgia since I've had it my whole life, but the cheeky version is the winner, and simply because that sauce is pure deliciousness. But hey, what does my opinion matter? There is after all only one true authority on flavor in this house, so let's go and see what he has to say.
Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.